Welcome back to the Carry Handle Podcast with your hosts, Bryce and Kevin. We are doing a fireside, and I can't get these intros down correctly. How are you doing, Kevin?
I'm well on this fireside evening or
Excellent,
daytime.
excellent. Yes, or whatever time you are tuning in to this here podcast. So Kevin and I were talking about logistics before, well, I guess,
Well,
handgun
well,
logistics
lay,
for departments and
well,
stuff.
yeah. Lay out the story you told me about the department switching
So
to the
let me,
gun.
I'll actually read this. I have the actual press release. So basically, but before we do this, let's thank the friends of the channel. To my wife, thank you, Hannah, for scheduling all the things and doing all the amazing things. You rock. Uh, and thank you to Hammy 3D Prints. We have three people, three specific businesses that support us. We don't get any kickbacks from these, but Hammy 3D Prints. If you put in the Carry Handle Gang, the Carry Handle Gang 10, the Carry Handle whatever permeation you can think of, you get 10% off your order. Again, we don't get any kickbacks. These are just great guys that like you and want to give you a discount for listening to this absolute nonsense show that we put on. Next one is Eastern Shore Sling Company. I'll get that right one day.
Yeah,
I think it's Carry Handle is 10% off,
I
and
believe so.
then
Yes.
yeah, and then 19 Charlie Tactical is the Carry Handle 10, maybe something like that. Mike, I'm sorry.
I think he just changes it every time.
Yeah, he may. I'll have to message him. Be like, hey, what is the actual discount code? But those are all 10% off discount codes for some super cool dudes. With the exception of
Absolutely.
Eastern Sling, Eastern Shore. I think we've had these guys on, or not think we've had these guys on. They're great dudes. We like them, and we want you to show them support. Okay, so jumping into it, there was a deal that Springfield proper released. So I mean, and I have verified this independently through some of the department stuff, but I'll get into that in a minute. But Springfield Armory announces, and I'll just read this verbatim because I think it's an interesting little read. Springfield Armory announces adoption of Echelon 4.5F and 4.0C by Henderson Police Department. Now that's slightly misleading because if you actually go into the Henderson Police Department like policies. Now, some of it's redacted, but they do say that they have officially adopted the full size Echelon alongside Glock 17s. So it wasn't exclusive adoption. So it was a little misleading. So I did do a little
Okay,
research.
that changes the conversation we were having
And
before recording.
the other thing is they say they adopted the compact 4.0C. Now they did in a limited capacity for their SWAT, their K9, and some limited detective use. So again, it's a little misleading. But so knowing that, we'll get into this. Springfield Armory is proud to announce that as a result of intensive and rigorous testing, the Henderson Police Department (HPD) of Henderson, Nevada, has adopted the full-size Echelon 4.5F and compact 4.5 or 4.0C 9mm pistols for use by its officers. Recognizing that previously adopted pistols employed by the department did not provide ideal fit for the wide variety of its officers' hand sizes, the HPD instituted a comprehensive review of its weapons platforms that revealed numerous deficiencies. It was decided to identify a new platform that adhered to the following design requirements: striker fired modular design adopted to different hand sizes, fully ambi controls, increased magazine capacity, factory installed night sights, and optics ready slide. Over the course of several months, the Springfield Armory Echelon 9mm, along with numerous competitive designs, was rigorously tested under a wide range of conditions and with a broad selection of loadings. In addition to these internal evaluation, multiple open range sessions were hosted to allow all HPD officers to test and review pistols, and fell out the objective 14 category rating form. I haven't found any of the actual objective testing, but the result:
Mm.
all pistols tested ran flawlessly, and the HPD officers overwhelmingly selected the Springfield Armory Echelon as their preferred platform. According to the lieutenant of the HPD's in-service training division, the Echelon met every one of our design goals. It provided a modular striker-fired ambi and optics-ready system with extended 20-round magazines. We also procured a selection of large and small grip modules to ensure every officer achieved an ideal fit, end quote. As was the case during initial testing phase, the Echelon proved to be an exceptional choice and very popular with officers during the adoption process for the first time in the HPD's history. Across both the police and corrections divisions, every officer successfully passed handgun qualification on the first attempt. In its review of the qualification testing, the HPD determined the Echelon's customizable ergonomics and modular design significantly improved performance among the less proficient shooters, while also maintaining top-tier results with the most skilled personnel. In fact, the Echelon 4.5 full-size was so well received by HPD also procured the compact for use. Oh, okay. No, I was wrong. 4.0C by use of SWAT, K9, and Select Detectives. So that is in there. We're extremely proud. Okay, and then a bunch of nonsense marketing shit. But so
interesting.
Again, it's a little misleading. They also still have Glock 17s in inventory. This isn't a sole switch over. So they're using. It kind of seems like what they were having problems with is people that don't shoot a lot don't seem to like Glocks because they have an awkward trigger and awkward ergonomics. And I imagine the Glock 17s they have aren't all optics ready.
Right. I mean, you got to put some work into a Glock. I mean, it's not a lot of work, but you got to put some into it to.
I want to say if you go into a gun new and you don't know what you're doing, a lot of the time you're going to get, I mean, we've seen it before with other people we've talked to where they pick up a gun and the only thing in their mind isn't really shooting it. It's how it feels in the hand. Mm-hmm. And now this is also a marketing kind of release. So it's like, okay, how much of this do you take about 30% off the top?
Well, I can tell you confidently, maybe not their personal qualification test, but I've seen people do authentic police qualification, like training, like tests before, and they're not like overtly complicated. Like anyone that shoots a gun can most like. So I think you're right. I think it's the people that don't shoot that often that have to carry a gun for their job. Probably like the ergonomic feel of it. It probably has a slightly heavier trigger than the Glock, so it gives them a more kind of.
Well, I think the Echelon actually has a lighter trigger. I think, I think it also has a shorter trigger travel. From at least from when I've played with them, I thought it had a little less travel.
That's interesting because I would feel like accuracy would be. Because on the RX I might have, it feels like a 34 trigger. As to say, it feels a little heavier. And I feel
34 triggers have a lighter disconnector.
Oh, does it? I'm completely backwards. Wow.
Yes, you are.
My entire life is, thank you for confirming. My entire life is a lie.
So, I mean, I think what we're seeing is that shooters that don't shoot a lot are a little bit more sensitive to grip angle. They're probably a little bit more sensitive to the long, kind of awkward, because at the end of the day, a Glock, now I'm not saying anything against the Glock Gen 5s or Gen 6. I love Glocks. I'm a Glock hoe, as I think that is well documented.
Well, now I'm thinking about it. I guess a lighter trigger travel would be, for a new shooter, would probably be better because they train you.
Well, I mean, it's everybody. It's going to be easier.
If you press until it gets bang, and
if the trigger is lighter, it's like why shooting a rifle, with the exception of 3 points of contact, why a rifle is easier to shoot than most handguns, because the trigger pull is less than the weight of the gun. That is not so on most handguns. Most of the time, it's a few pounds heavier or twice the weight of a handgun, and so you're trying to muscle that thing, and like that's why you see a lot of trigger movement. And then when you go to like a competition.
Like you can torque the gun left or right depending. And okay.
Well, and then the longer trigger. I mean, I like revolvers a lot because I like long trigger pulls. But I will tell you that there's a lot more time to fuck up when you have a longer trigger pull. I'm not saying you can't do it because I used to compete with a 92D. I carry a revolver most of the time, most of the
Right.
time
Right.
because I gave up on my M&P already. But no, not
Hmm.
really. But I to say like, I mean, between the two guns, if I'm not practicing on a revolver or a double action gun all the time and I'm not pulling a
Hmm.
trigger every day and really being judicious about my dry fire,
Hmm.
I have a harder time shooting my 92D or my revolvers as well as when I haven't shot a striker fired gun. I pick it up and there's like there's a quarter of an inch of trigger travel. There's nothing. So it's a
Right.
lot easier.
Okay. Yeah, and then the modularity. I saw that it's basically you can drop the fire control unit in
Yep.
different
Yep.
grips. So they
Yeah, it's like a
probably
320. It has
yeah
an
they
FCU.
yeah it seems like guns are kind of going that way. You know.
Yeah, I mean, even that we've seen some of some of the new drawings or some of the patent some of the patents that have come through have been leaked from some of the Gen 6 guns, and it's not necessarily, or the Glock Gen 6 guns, but
Hmm.
they're not necessarily modular FCUs per se, but I've seen some of them with like modular like grips and stuff like that. So
Well, I
it
think it
definitely seems like that's where we're going.
like logistically, like they're talking about people's different hand sizes, which I
Mm.
think is a really great thing that they're actually paying attention to. Because
Yeah,
if
absolutely.
you're a 200-pound dude with fucking bear mitts,
Yeah.
right? The gun that you use and the grip that you have might be different than the 120-pound, soaking wet officer that has tiny hands.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like you're not going to be able to grip the same, say, Glock 17 full size. You're not going to
Mm.
grip it the same. No matter how much you train, you're not going to,
And
you know.
that's what it is there's a massive disconnect between dudes that are like, no, you can shoot any gun well. It's like, I mean, on some level, yeah, but if you're not going to shoot a lot,
Well,
it might be a
yeah,
little bit more intuitive to have a gun that plays with you a little nicer.
right. I always want to ask those people that say stuff like that, like, why don't we give you some adrenaline, get you all amped up, and then you start showing me how well you shoot all these different platform guns. And
Well,
when you
I think the argument
start
is more
sucking,
that if you practice enough, you can get that kind of performance out of everything, which I agree with. I do.
well, yeah,
But
if you practice
but for
enough.
people but for people that are not thinking about it like a tool, or they're not maybe as disciplined, or maybe they're new to it, and it's kind of, it's kind of intimidating. It's very myopic and very single-minded to be like, no, you every gun has to be a Glock. That's fucking insane. Like, no, I mean,
Right.
people are not going to want to play with, they're not going to shoot, they're not going to practice
Well,
with something that they don't like.
yeah, and there's two mentalities at play, right? So there's
Mhm.
people that like guns and train on guns and really enjoy that aspect of life, like the high top tier people that like do it because they do it.
Mhm.
And then there's people that have to carry a gun for work. Like they're trained with it when they're told to train with it. They
Mhm.
might do some on the weekends, they probably won't, and then they hope they never have to pull it and use it.
Well, and then, but I mean, even in that specific category, I would say that
Mhm.
there's even more of a breakdown, because there's guys that take that very seriously. Like there's higher end dudes like on SWAT teams, or like
Well, yeah.
cops that really train, and it's not just a part of their uniform. We've met dudes that they have guns, but they have no idea what it's called. They don't really care. They just know generally what it shoots, and they go and qualify sometimes. Like, I mean, that's not
Yeah.
that
So I
person is not going to perform as well. It's just
right, I feel yeah, I agree. We're in agreement. I feel to that end, like the switch to the echelon and having the different grips and having the different features that people might like and able to qualify on. I mean, it's definitely interesting. What does make me curious
Mhm.
would be the maintenance cycle of the Springfields, because you've told me before they're a little
So
complicated.
I don't have direct experience with the echelons, but I do have
Okay.
experience with the Hellcats, and those are they got some stuff going on.
They got some parts
There's
going on in them. Okay.
Yeah, here actually I can probably find one in echelon. Spring.
Okay. Yeah, and like like the mentality is like I've rebuilt my Glock like 3 or 4 times, and it's like child's play. It's pretty easy. And if you're a gunsmith for a police department doing a maintenance cycle on like 30 guns, it wouldn't be like crazy to, switch all the parts out,
Mhm.
during whatever cycle they have. So I wonder if that's going to change anything for the Echelon, or if they're just going to, you know, not maintenance them or not do anything to them, or just use them until they break and then fix them. I don't know.
Well, so it looks like it's definitely got more than a Glock. I mean, I'll be very upfront about that. It definitely has more parts than a Glock. Uh,
Yeah.
Granted, it's also all stuffed into a little chassis the same
Not fire
size as
control.
effectively a 320.
Okay.
And I don't know if anybody's tried to take apart a 320 or FCU, but it is kind of terrible. uh, I mean, it's not super bad. This isn't any worse than and I think we were talking about this off air, but I don't know
Mm.
that this is any worse than looking at an HKP, like any HK design.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I guess, the German ends are pretty complicated too.
I mean, they got a lot of shit packed in there. So, I mean, now I don't know that these guns have been out for any length of time to be able to say one way or the other if they're going to be more reliable or less reliable. But I mean,
Mm.
it's a striker fired handgun. I mean, it's kind of hard to
Yeah.
fuck these up unless you're
Yeah,
SIG. I mean,
yeah. And I
there's
guess
not much
the
to it.
20 round mags are pretty, standard. Those are pretty cool too. I mean,
I like metal magazines, by the way.
seriously considering switching to an Echelon not too far back.
Yeah. Well, I
Mm.
mean, so they have different fire control, or they have different grips, and I know they have different back straps you can customize, and they're completely ambi. So that's something people care about, I guess. Uh I mean, it looks like a decent it it's a Croatian Glock. I mean, it just kind of looks like the Croatians looked at it and they were like, "All right, so I'm just going to make a Glock profile 320 modular thing." I mean,
Yeah.
it's not an XD. I think that's a win all around.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's funny, maybe like they wanted to do the 320s, and then the 320s had the debacle. So now they're just like, oh, what's the next closest thing? Oh, Springfield. Cool.
Yeah. I mean, I
That
I
would
don't
be,
know. What is I mean, I'm in terms of money, what you were saying they were about there it's about a
about,
wash between them.
yeah, they're about the same price. Six,
Okay.
700. They're about the same.
Okay.
I wonder if departments will tell, moving forward in the 2026, will tell officers like, hey, we want you to have a dot and a light on your gun, because that's like the best standard.
So at a department level, much like zeroing iron sights, people are like, "Oh, I don't like how do you zero?" Or like people don't want to zero dots. Nobody zeros
Mm,
fucking iron sights. Nobody knows how to do that.
right.
People generally, even when they were like the same people that are like, "Oh, irons are this and that." It's like, have you ever actually zeroed your irons? Do you know where they're zeroed to? What bullet weight? Like, do you actually know any of that? No, you don't, because it's just as actually it's even more inconvenient, because in iron sights you have what you have, and unless you're subtracting material from your front sight or drifting them, which, oh,
Hmm.
by the way, is its own pain in the ass skill in fitting front and rear sights. People talk about how difficult dots are. It's you bolt the fucking thing on and then you
Hmm.
adjust it. There's no you're not permanently slave to one decision or another. You don't have to
Right.
go and wait to order a bunch of different front sights or experimenting with bullets. It's put some ammo in the gun, fire like 10 or fire a group and go, all right, well, that's where that goes, make some adjustments, and boom, you're done.
Yeah.
It is easier than
So,
iron sights. So
so
at a department level,
yeah.
an armorer can just zero a shitload of them off a fucking bench with the same ammo, and it
Yep.
doesn't matter if the ammo prints different in different guns, because you just infinitely adjust where the fucking red dot goes. It's super easy.
So you think that would be, we'll start seeing that become out like a standard
Dude,
moving forward?
everything about red dots is easier. They're just slightly more expensive. And it's not with Hollow Suns, they're barely more expensive than night sights, which are basically $150. Like for
Right.
good night sights, you're basically paying for a Hollow Sun. Why not just buy a fucking red dot that, again, it doesn't matter what ammo you want to put through it, you can zero it. I mean, people that advocate for iron sights so hard just generally have not thought through much about it past, well, they don't ever fail, which
Well,
I've definitely had iron sights fail.
oh yeah, I've had mine. Mine started walking on the 365 because
Dude, everything fails. Everything breaks. It's if you use it, it's gonna fail. It's just a matter of when.
I mean, maybe just if I can advocate a little for the devil here, maybe the rationale behind not doing it for a department level is like maybe the engagement distance, and even that kind of doesn't make sense because I see you
Dude, that
shaking your head no.
extends. It makes it easier to shoot. What? Do you, what? No.
Well, maybe we
All
should-
of this, it's the same arguments that people make against iron sights on handguns. People used to make 20 years ago with red dots on rifles. What do you do now?
red dots on rifles.
It's kind of a no-brainer. I'm not saying you can't use iron sights, but it is infinitely more difficult to train somebody on iron sights on any platform than it is with a red dot. It's I will die by that. Now, with that being said, I'm not saying you have to have a red dot. I'm not saying that at all. But like, okay, let's take. I can actually double down on this a little bit. Let's say you have a fixed iron sight gun. Okay. There's no adjusting that at all.
Zero.
So like on revolvers, you have staked or pinned front sights. You're not moving fucking nothing. It is slave to that, and you just better hope and pray the ammo you like or the gun that, or hopefully the ammo that you like or have access to.
That's it.
Prints.
Yeah, because
where
the
it
ammo
goes.
has to be printing well for the gun that you have. Because you can't do micro adjustments like you could do on a red dot. Ah, I see. We're coming full circle now on the red dots.
It's
okay.
Red dots make everything easier. It's like, oh, I don't want to deal with batteries. It's like, bro, do you have a phone? Do you know how to keep the battery charged on that?
You know, it's funny. Someone's told me that a couple times at the local range, and they're like, yeah, but it's got like 50,000 hours, and I change it like once a year. So.
Right. And that exactly. It's like, I mean,
or if you want to be more aggressive with it, you can do once every 6 months.
I'll be honest, the K footprint or their RMSC, like the more compact red dots, I get about four months because I just max the brightness out on those. So I get 4 to 5 months out of those.
Yeah. And the Romeo Zero I had for the SIG for a long time was parasitically draining. But aside from that, like if you get a quality dot, I mean, you can usually get them about 6 months to a year.
I mean, especially for like a full size, like RMR or Acros, well, not even an Acro. My Acro one, when I had an Acro P2, that thing fucking cooked through battery. I mean, I know people were like, oh, they fixed the battery life. No, they didn't. It still sucked. It still sucks so bad. There's a reason I don't own an Acro anymore.
Oh, that is just because you didn't like Acros.
I wanted to like them. They're very clear, but it looks like, I mean, if you shoot occluded full time, it's fine. And I guess it wouldn't have been an issue, but I was definitely getting some artifacting where like the adhesive was just like leaving specks on the inside of my dot. And on top of that, the battery life was fucking terrible. Like it in the 6 months that I just killed a fly. In the 6 months that I had it,
you killed Jim. How dare you?
It died. So it came to me dead. It was a dead battery when I got it, and I changed it, and it died within 6 months.
Jesus.
And that was it was not maxed out. I mean, I had it at a medium brightness, and I mean that. And I'll be 100% honest. I noticed the difference in recoil. I was nitpicking really. Like I was trying to find reasons to get rid of this thing because I'm like, it's expensive. It doesn't really do what I want it to do. Right. It doesn't conceal very well because it's massive, and I carry appendix, and I'm not a big dude. So it printed really bad.
You know,
So
I just had a thought. You just gave me a thought.
what is
Adapt
that?
a red dot that has adaptable brightness for the dot for indoor outdoor. It automatically would just adapt, like turn the dot to
They have that. They've
what?
they've had that for a while.
Wait, whoa.
Kevin has
Who?
never owned a good red dot. He's only owned like Hollow Suns
No,
and
don't tell me
shitty
Trigicon has
SIGs.
it. Does Trigicon have
Trigigon
it?
has it. Yeah,
Ah, damn
Trigicon
it!
has it.
Damn it!
Hell, my 509, I think my 509 has it.
Your
My
509?
SRO has it. RMRs have it. Now, what I will say is with the advent of the new like SRSs and some of the newer Hollow Suns, they're supposed to have a better auto brightness, but the problem is usually what it does is it auto brights to where you are, not where you're aiming into. So usually it's too dim.
Oh, I see.
The best ones that I've seen, and I have very limited exposure, is like the Trigicon RMR HD. It actually has a forward sensor. So it actually it projects forward and sees what light you're supposedly looking into. And I've heard
Oh.
it's okay. And I've played with one a little. I've never shot one. I've played
Yeah.
with one. It's not bad.
I mean, they're not going to be perfect, but I mean, it's better than having to like manually push plus or minus on.
Yeah, it is. It is a little nicer. Although I will say I turn it off on my SRO. It's pretty fucking bad. Every time I present the gun out, it's way too dim because it was in black. Like I'm concealing all the time. And by the time I bring it out, it's like it doesn't pick up and adjust quick enough.
I see.
But like I said, I mean, the Trigicon or the RMR8 or Trigicon RMR HD is supposed to be better. And I think some of the newer Hollow Suns are supposed to be better, but not like I don't know, like the 407 or.
That'll be something to look for when we do the SHOT Show.
There's gonna be, we should definitely go and play with some optics and play with, because I mean I'm always on the hunt for a better concealed carry dot. Because I mean my 509T on my M&P, it's not as bad as the as the P2, but it's not very concealable because I mean it's a mailbox.
I like the 407 X2 I have.
I love the size of that
because it's rounded. I don't like that it's not auto adjustable, but whatever. I find a happy medium and just hope for the best.
Dude, I'm looking at the Springfield Echelon chassis.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Here, I'm going to send you this. It actually might be more simple than a 320 chassis.
Oh, good heavens.
Here, I just sent it to you.
Is there such a thing?
Like, that looks significantly more straightforward.
Oh, yeah, it does. Okay.
So it actually might be more simple than
because there's the trigger, the disconnect, and yeah.
So,
I mean, and the other thing is, too, I'm just thinking about this now. The other thing is, if you have a problem with a fire control unit as a department, you can just
swap
say,
them out.
Yeah, you can just say duck it, send it back to the factory, get a credit, whatever credit you can, and just put a new fire control unit.
Yeah, but the hot swap is you already have some in inventory, flip it over.
Yeah.
So, and then you don't have to fuck around with slide. You don't have to send the whole gun back. Like, it's just send back a little FCU.
Maybe FCUs are the way of the future.
Oh, they absolutely are. They are 100% the way of the future.
Because then it gives you such an infinite.
Well, there's a manual safety version of an Echelon.
Ooh, that sounds fancy.
No, it looks like.
I mean, people love different grips and different colors. I mean, I'm part of that group. If I can get something in OD green, it's gonna happen.
Me too. Yeah, all there. And I'm looking at the optics solution here. It's very much the universal optics solution where it just uses different posts. So it's effectively a universal pattern and it just has different posts. I like that. Okay. That's cool.
Yeah, that's
pretty common. Now, if Dan or if Ben would make me from Danforth Designs, if he would make me a gadget for one, I would definitely carry one.
Oh yeah, he needs to get on that.
Or I wonder if that's compatible with a Hellcat end plate. That would be interesting.
Maybe. Do they have similar end plates?
I mean, the Hellcats I think are just shrunk down Echelons. I could be wrong. I'm probably wrong.
If he's making a Hellcat one, I'm sure he could
Yeah, I'm
then
gonna have
make
to
a
message him and bother him
echelon
about
one.
that because I wonder if the triggers are similar. Hmm.
You, you know what would be really cool
Hmm.
is if he got in touch with the Henderson Police Department. And this is all pipe dream, by the way. If he got in touch with them and offered to give them the gadget, so they would all have the safety gadget for safe holstering of their firearms during the course of duty.
That would be a lot of money he would have to shell out. Do you mean sell them
Yeah,
the
sell them.
gadgets?
Why? Yeah,
Oh,
yeah, not free. What?
I thought you
He's
said
not.
give them. I'm like, why
Well,
would he
give
do
them
that?
in like doing a contract with them. Like
Oh,
he's not altruistic here.
right.
Jesus. What?
This is a capitalist society. We don't live on fucking donations. Well, that's not true. I mean, I guess there's a write-off. Ba, 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 ba. Yeah, I think that's an interesting thought. A bit. I just realized that we were talking about the logistics behind the echelon, and then I had a rant about a red dot.
You did. I kind of coaxed you into the red dot rant though.
Which and I have to remind people again, I do carry iron sights primarily. And I shoot with iron sights. I don't have any problem with iron sights at all.
Doeth as I say, noteth as I do.
No, that's not what I'm saying at all. I'm saying understand how to use them. If you understand how to use the thing, and if you're better at using the red dot, use that. If you're better at using iron sights, that's great. Do that. But don't then try to make an argument that doesn't exist. Like, it doesn't make any sense. I'm saying they both have their benefits. I would say that iron sights are infinitely more concealable for me specifically. But I mean, I still would rather conceal a gun with a dot because it's easier to shoot.
I switch between the RXM on the Brownell slide as my carry and the Sig P365, depending on how concealable, I guess, I feel like being. I also run a 17
I do not agree
round
with
mag.
that. And I also do not agree that I'd change from a J frame, from a 12-ounce J frame to a fucking.
Yeah, I know. You do the same. You
Com-
change guns all the time.
Yeah, but you do it like I do it begrudgingly because I can't decide on a gun. You do it like as a fashion thing.
Yeah,
which is
but I
weird.
shoot. I've shot both of them umpteenth times, and I'm
Yeah, but
confident
you would
with both of
shoot
them.
so much better if you can decide on one. I cannot.
I can't decide. I don't know what I'm going to do until the day of.
That's crazy work. I mean,
I do-
I'll be honest. I probably carry the J frame more unless I'm with if I'm with my family. I immediately think I need like serious bullets because I'm
Mhm.
thinking that's more. I'm considering their well being over mine. And with a
Yeah.
J frame, I just want to shoot it's like a get off me gun. Like leave me alone.
Yeah.
So I don't. I mean,
well, I carry 17 rounds, so I carry 18 total for the RXM. Because I mean, I can get away with it, even though it's a 19 size frame. I
yeah.
still can kind of finagle it. I don't know. I like the RXM. I don't like
Yeah.
the slide, but I like the gun.
I like everything about the Ruger gun except for the Ruger parts. You basically just like the mag pull part.
Yes.
Never mind the fact that I told him he
I-
could just buy the FCU and the mag pull grip, but he
Nope.
ignores me.
Nope, didn't want to do that. But
Doesn't
no, I put the
make
slide
any
on my
sense.
Cobblepot lone wolf.
That's what you did
So
it
now
anyway.
now I have like what, 3 guns, 4 guns? I don't know how many guns I have.
God.
Yeah, that's what I said.
Insanity. Insanity. All right, what else are we going to talk about? Looking at is there something you want to talk about?
I know. I mean, the echelon thing was pretty interesting to me.
So the one thing I did want to talk about was we had discussed if you hadn't listened to the Dave Wilson episode, definitely go do that. Great dude, great conversation, very, very knowledgeable guy. We touched on 6 arc, and he's a big proponent of it. And I have heard some kind of Some mixed reports on Six Arc in terms of people either love it or hate it. And one of the biggest sticking points, the people that seem to really like it seem to be hand loading. And the people that don't like it seem to be buying Hornady. Because
Interesting.
Hornady has a bit of a reputation for maybe not being super accurate with their numbers on the box, to say they're not either very consistent or they're underperforming. And while their components for ammo are very good, for whatever reason, their factory ammo, and I can mirror this in my own experience, at least for their 5.56 and their 308. Federal gold medal match is probably that in Black Hills. Those two are the highest performing ammo that I have experience with.
Okay.
And I've shot a fair bit of all three of those. So Hornady, Federal, and Black Hills. Black Hills and Federal, if I had to choose between the two, if I could afford it, I'd just be a Black Hills boy all day long. Now, with that being said, for a while, your only name of the game for Six Arc was Hornady, because it's their little baby. That's the Hornady cartridge.
Well,
the whole Arc family is a Hornady family, basically.
Right.
So you were pretty much limited to either hand loading, like I said, or buying Hornady ammo and lucking out with a lot that you liked with the Precision Hunter ELD or whatever the hell they have in the Hornady Black. Now, however, there are more options in the Six Arc family, so you don't, or in Six Arc factory options, so you're not having to find boutique rounds. And very excitingly, I was really happy. So I heard that Six Arc may or may not, but definitely is being used by some groups in the military in some limited use. Now,
interesting.
That's also rumored to be where the iCar, if you've seen any of like the Surefire high angle stuff from the X-Ring or like 9-hole reviews or any of the guys that go to those Surefire events, if you notice, they talk about something called the iCar, and that is specifically optimized around the Six Arc, and it's a medium frame. It's like it's in between, but like an SR25 and an AR-15, because a lot of the problems people are having initially with Six Arc was the magazines, because you kind of had to use 6.5 Grinnell mags, and they kind of worked, but not really. And unless you're buying like $100
capacity, like 25 too. Like 25 rounds.
They have 30-round mags, but they're Geisley mags, and they're retarded money, like dumb money, because Geisley money. It's there's like an HK exchange. There's a Geisley exchange.
Well, yeah.
So,
I mean, if the military gets involved, then they're just gonna hike it up.
So the biggest sticking point for me was initially when, and we discussed this in the D. Wilson episode, but initially when Six Arc guns were kind of getting tooled up, Hornady has this lovely habit of creating the cartridge and then just going, well, it's up to the industry to shoot it. It's like, that's so ridiculous. And by the way, it's developed as an intermediate arc is assault rifle cartridge. Or advanced rifle cartridge. Sorry. So, and then, so like you'd see decent performance out of bolt guns, but the cartridge wasn't meant. There's other small frame bolt guns and calibers that perform better.
So it was meant for like a gas gun then.
It was more designed for gas guns, but the problem was you were trying to shove this cartridge that wasn't really optimized for the AR-15 specifically, and it was too small to work in an SR-25, which AR-10 or whatever you want to call it, LR-308, whatever the fuck.
Right.
So the iCar was developed when the 6.8 SPC was being developed, because they were running into similar issues. The 6.8 also has it's a different magazine, and LWRC actually worked with Magpul to develop their own pattern of magazines for their own specific receiver pattern called it wasn't called the iCar, but it uses those magazines. So if you go on Magpul's website, you can see iCar magazines, and they're on the Gen 2 now because, and you're like, oh, well, I didn't know there was a Gen 1. Well, it was because they were proprietary to LWRC for a while. There is Frontier
Oh,
Armory, I think, has stripped lowers you can
interesting.
buy for iCar pattern. They're compatible with AR-15 uppers, but the iCar is to ameliorate some of the reliability issues you run into when you try to jam that cartridge in the AR-15, because it's like I said, it's supposed to bridge the medium frame gap.
Right.
So, and I think that's where, if you've noted, if you've been tracking any of the government submissions or any of the overrun programs for like the Geissele 6-arc, some of those rifles that they're coming out with, I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure those were, I think that was developed for the same program, but I believe the iCar is what ended up supposedly winning. There's a couple pictures floating around of probably surefire iCar rifles in the hands of like SOCOM and SF guys. So they're definitely, and we have some friends in the ammo industry, and I was talking to him, and I was like, so you're definitely not producing this ammo because of a government contract. It's like, I cannot tell you that we are or we're not, which is yes.
Yeah,
So
the good old can't confirm nor deny.
basically, if Black Hills makes ammo for it,
Mm-hmm.
it's a government contract.
Well, yeah, I mean, yeah, that's
They
kinda,
have no reason to make any ammo for, they wouldn't
right,
waste their time. Like, they
right,
just
and
wouldn't.
then it just trickles down to us dirty civilians.
Yes. So with all that being said, Federal is now making 6-arc ammo.
Interesting. So
Yep, the gold medal match.
6-arc is the in between for 5.56 to 308. It's like the in between for those two.
It is a more efficient way to deliver 90 grain, 95 grain. Yeah, it's
So it has like
it's
more
not quite.
power
Yeah,
like in at end of travel versus.
it's not an assault rifle cartridge. It's more of a Mark 12 cartridge. The 6.8 SPC
So,
was
like,
developed with the Mark 12.
Okay, so more like kind of like a designated marksman.
So we ended up with 77 grain heavy 5.56 Mark 262
Right.
because they didn't want to commit to 6.8.
Right, because they didn't want to do all the retooling and stuff and the
Yeah,
logistical.
there's
nightmare
more that goes
would be.
into it. Now, you could sort of get it to work in that platform, but much like 6-arc, it's like it can work. But if you
Well,
have a dedicated lower,
it's
it's
interesting.
probably better.
I wonder if they're scrapping the new soldier weapon form. You know, the 277 Fury.
Yeah.
I wonder if like this is a turning point. Like they're scrapping that.
No, it's not. This is only SF. This is not Big Army. This has nothing to do with them.
Ow. So just the SF guys.
Now, this is a more designated, more purpose. Like, it's not meant to be in full auto. Like, it's not a 5.56. It's not 300 black. Like, it's a very specific role. It's lighter, than you don't have to lug in or schlep in a fucking 6.5 Creedmoor like the MRGGS or MRGGA or whatever SR25 platform just got a 6.5 Creedmoor just got adopted.
But
it's better than a Mark 12 because it's, instead of 77 grain, which effectively is your kind of your ceiling for heavy for caliber 5.56 ammo.
Yeah.
And 95 grain is 90 grain, 108 grain,
Yeah.
85 grain. I mean, 103 grain, 105. I mean, these are just comfortable 6mm bullets. That's a very comfortable, and it's also
For like trajectory and payload delivery and all that. Yeah.
right. And it's a more modern design. I mean, 5.56 was designed in the fucking 50s. Like, it's old. 6-arcs was developed 2 years ago.
I mean, yeah.
And it has.
I mean,
it's
all
more,
it is it's just a 22 caliber bullet just flying fast as hell.
kind of. Either way, so it is that, but it's not like a 40 grain projectile. Like, it's not a 20. It's not, you don't take
It's heavy.
your
It's
22
heavier.
LR and drop it in.
No, you can't. I mean, but I'm just saying, like, like the diameter of the actual bullet is very similar.
Yeah, the bullet's also designed differently. So that I guess is what I'm saying, is that the 6 millimeter, the 6 arc is an optimized, like it was designed in a vacuum to be ballistically superior. Like it's supposed to be able to deliver heavier bullets very effectively and not suffer like what a 77 grain does, which is, I mean, I kind of feel like 500 yards, you're really stretching the legs on. I'm not saying you can't shoot 77 grains out to 1,000 yards. You absolutely can. And people will tell you, people that don't like or do like the ammo, they know it performs better in wind.
Well, the last great conflict that we've been in was in the hills of Afghanistan. So
yeah,
I sincerely hope that SF isn't like tooling up for something that like for a Days Gone battle, you know, like
this isn't. Again, you're trying to shoehorn this into a general like issue rifle. That's not what I'm saying. It is. What I'm saying is it's supposed to be a Mark 12. That's what this rifle is for. It's not. You're not taking it out. It's not an M4. It's not a general issue rifle. It's a specific tool.
I get that, but I mean the specific tool is going to be attached to a team of people. Or are you saying this is like a standalone, like
it's not
team?
Yeah, that's what that's exactly that's what general issue versus a specific tool is. That's what like a DMR is. That's what a Mark 12 is. You don't hand out a bunch of fucking Mark 12s. You don't hand out a bunch of fucking like the SAM-Rs or like those the accurized ARs. That this is just a more efficient way to deliver heavier bullets. That is not an SR-25. So it doesn't have to be 20 pounds, or it's 20 pounds on the heavy end. It's not my LMT. It's not an M110.
I got you. So like, it'd be like if you had like a sniper team or something, the spotter would have this 6 arc.
Or it's just a designated marksman guy. It's a more capable, more mobile DMR. Like it's
okay.
I think it is the spiritual successor in SF, or it could be the spiritual successor to like a Mark 11, which is a more like if you wanted to deliver something more than a 5.56, like, well, you were stuck with 308. It's like, all right, well, that's what are the problems we have with 308? Typically in battle rifle
heavy
formats, they're heavy as fuck.
Magazine capacity.
You can't carry near as much ammo. Even if you carried more ammo, it's fucking heavy. And 6 arc isn't that heavy. I mean, it's you can carry more of it. It's less cumbersome. I mean, even with the ICAR magazines, they're barely bigger than an M4 mag. Like my 20 round SR-25 mags, like you could kill somebody just beating them the fucking head in with them.
Right.
You can't do that with 5. I mean, maybe
maybe
really
we'll luck out. Maybe we'll luck out and they'll call it the Mark 13.
There's a Mark 13.
Maybe we'll call it the Mark 14.
There's a Mark 14.
15?
The Mark 14 is the gun I don't like. 15?
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Mark 15 then.
But so, and typically I think Mark is more of a Navy desert, like NSFW. I think that's more of a Navy.
Oh, I thought that would be part of like the SF guys that were beginning the new stuff.
I don't know if there's a Mark 15. I don't think there is a Mark 15.
Yeah,
there's a Macmillan Mark 15.
I
didn't know that off the top of my head. I looked it up real quick. So nobody,
yeah.
I didn't know that. I had to Google it. But yeah, I mean, I think the 6 arc is really interesting if you have a dedicated platform, or maybe not a dedicated platform, but you have something that's more optimized for it, which is kind of why I haven't pulled the trigger on a 6 arc yet. Just because I'm not in love with caliber conversions. I don't love, and yes, I know it's great. I get fucking
for us, it makes very little sense for us to jump in.
We don't live in banned states. We're not hunting.
For me personally, it has to be widely available. It has to be relatively priced. And right now, 6 arc, albeit widely available, is not super reasonably priced.
I want to say widely available.
Well, I mean, anywhere that sells hunting calibers, you're probably going to find it.
Yeah, you can. Yeah, it's usually the Hornady Black, and it's as you well know, I audit our local gun stores for ammo. But yeah, 6. You can definitely find 6. You can find fucking 22 arc. That was surprising.
It's just not relatively price.
It's not readily available. No.
Yeah.
I'm on Midway right now, and for Hornady Match is the cheapest 6-arc you can buy at $1.35 a round.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
And our boys over at fucking Black Hills, how much do you think it is a round without looking it up? You're wrong. $3.30.
You didn't let me answer, you son of a bitch.
Because it's stupid money.
I literally had the number 3 in my head.
Fucking stupid.
I was just gonna double the $1.30. $3 a round.
Yeah, it's $3.30 a round.
Why did you rob the man that was in your house? Well, he had to pay me back. I think it's good restitution.
You buy Black Hills because you want the bullet to go exactly where you want it to go, right? Like without dick riding them too hard, like it's pretty good ammo.
Why'd you hit that turtle a mile away? Well, he was encroaching on my property.
Hey man, gold medal match. They're using Burger. That's weird. They're not Sierras. That's interesting. They're using so they're the federal gold medal premium, or the federal premium gold medal, whatever the hell, 108 grain. It's actually a bargain. It's $2.35 a round.
Jesus. I mean, hopefully, if the military does adopt it, hopefully it becomes more widespread.
Well, and that's what we're seeing with 6.5.
Starts to come down to like maybe 75 cents, 80 cents around, and I think
that's basically what we've seen with 6.5 Creedmoor. It's not the same as 308, but it's fucking close.
Yeah.
It is just as readily, it is, okay, maybe not completely, but it is almost as readily available as 308. Like, if you can find 308, you can find 6.5 Creedmoor.
Yeah.
And I will admit, I am sort of, I tried so hard to become a 6.5 Creedmoor guy. I really did, but I still cannot bring myself.
Don't you have a bolt gun in 6.5?
Yeah.
Wait, I actually can see it right there.
No, you can't. Can you?
Oh.
Where?
I thought it was on the ground.
I think it's in my Pelican. It's in one of the Pelicans.
You moved it. Oh. It used to be on the ground out there.
I don't even know where it is. It's in a Pelican case somewhere. Is it? It may not be. I don't know. Either way, I have 165. I actually have a couple 308s. Either way, 308. So I anecdotally, I have heard from people that shoot people, 308s do perform better on bipedal, hairless mammalian creatures, typically.
Okay.
However, it's more difficult getting that 308 to make impact than it is a 6.5. And people have reported that people or bipedal mammalian animals getting whacked by 6.5 Creedmoors don't react the same or as effectively as they do with 308. Because it's a bigger bullet. At the end of the day, it's a bigger payload.
Right. The end of travel, like payload delivery, is probably higher with a 308.
Yeah, I mean, the foot pound, like you're delivering more energy with a 308 now.
Right.
So when you look at it, like with external ballistics, and if you look at it terminally, people will make arguments on paper that, okay, well, you get the same kind of performance ballistically out of a 14.5-inch 308 that you do with like a 20 or 24-inch 308 or 6.5 Creedmoor, 14.5-inch 6.5 Creedmoor.
Versus, okay.
But the math still maths that the bigger bullet performs a little bit better with people. Or, yep, well, I might as well just say it. The sensors are probably already past the YouTube. It's fine.
Well,
it's fine.
I think
when
we're
shooting
people. Yeah.
Yeah. So when you're shooting people, the people that do it for a living say 308 does it better. But it's easier to get the 6.5 there, and it's more wind blind. It's a more modern cartridge. It wasn't. I mean, it was over a decade now.
Well,
but,
I mean, like for probably more precise shots, like 6-arc, 6.5 Creedmoor. Like, yeah, you probably.
Well, they have longer ogives. They have more exposed bullet. It's more optimized in terms of how it's been designed to perform like it's modern ballistics. If you look at modern bullets that are coming out, or cartridges that are coming out, or bullets too, cartridges that are coming out now, a lot of them are going to be more of the Ackley improved, kind of like the sharper shoulder angle and a lot more bullet exposed, versus like if you look at like 308s or the 7 rim mags or the 30-06s or the 5.56s, the 222s. They
Yeah.
all have they're like, you see like a little bit of bullet and then a lot of case. And then if
Yep.
you look at like the 6.5 Creedmoors, if you
It's the
anybody,
opposite. Yeah.
it's the opposite. It's a really long ogive, which is to say it's a long kind of taper, and then
Mm-hmm.
just a little bit of case, but it's a fatter case with a lot of powder. So it's
Right.
and then the internal and we have friends that can say this much more eloquently than I can, but or kind of convey this a little bit better, but they're more designed for what we understand performs better now. So if you look at a lot of modern designs, they look like 6.5 Creedmoors.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, if you look
This
at a
is
308 and a 5.56, they're kind of the same. Like, I mean, in terms of
yeah,
like,
pretty
if
much.
you
I mean,
give it to
just
layman,
one's bigger than the other, and it's really funny because at least years ago when we started this podcast, we talked about the evolution of gun design and the evolution of like striker fired pistols and rifles, and the conclusion that you and I came to was it wasn't going to be gun, it was going to be
there's
cartridge
going to be
design.
ammo.
So it's
Yeah.
interesting that we're seeing that kind of play out now as cartridge design is
Cartridge,
evolving.
that started a long time ago, though. Like, if you look at, I
Right.
mean, obviously, I'm going to bang on about fucking Mark 12s until you kill me, but if you look at the Mark 12, 6.8 SPC was
Right.
developed alongside that. That was a more optimized cartridge than the 5.56. It was a more
It
efficient
was ahead of
thing.
its time. It didn't have the gusto from the big wigs that were running the programs at
Well,
the time to switch over.
for the longest time, we've been trying to shove ammo into AR-15, like the what is it, 6x35 CAC, like the KAC PDW, like the
Mhm.
guns that were being designed. A lot of the time, you're looking at trying to shoehorn it into some level of military logistics. Like, you're like, okay, well, we have Stanag mags, and we don't want to buy a shitload of different magazines.
Yeah, the cost
right?
of switching is sometimes astronomical.
Oh my God, yeah, absolutely. So, I mean, granted, I'm not saying maybe the future, instead of the 6.8 Fury, we should just go six arc. That's what we
Yeah,
should do.
maybe. I mean, that's what I was saying. Maybe them giving it to the SF guys is like a predecessor to them trickling it down the big army.
I mean, Big Army wants. Well, they don't know what they want, but traditionally, what we have wanted is an intermediate assault rifle, and unfortunately, 5.56 is really good at being shot controllably in full auto. Like, it's
Yeah.
if you go back to the MP44, or you go back to German, like how the Germans were doing, they were just full auto
What
all the time,
Well, it's even what's funny, like even like the accuracy of 5.56
or the
has
Russians too.
been pretty solid too. Like back, I think there's a story back in 04 in Fallujah. The international Hague guys went out and like investigated a Marine squad for doing
They
too many
kept doming
headshots.
dudes.
Yeah, they thought that they were executing people like point blank, and it turned out they weren't. They're just shooting whatever popped up at 200-300 yards. It just happened to be
That
ahead.
I think that was based around the Mark 262. I think
Wow.
they were ripping, and it was funny. I had a buddy who he was he was issued he was a belt fed guy, and he was like, yeah, we just used all the Marines ammo, and it was just he told me he melted a tray who was shooting fucking 77 Mark 262. I'm like, God, I hate you. If I could melt a fucking belt fed shooting that much ammo. He was like, yeah, we had to shoot a lot of people. So,
Interesting. So 6 arc
but
is
he
the
was
way of
saying
the
that was
future, and
he was saying that performed a lot better than like the 62 grain, the M855. And he did say they were chewing through fucking feed ramps with M855A1. So
Well, I mean, yes, you have that exposed penetrators get it
yeah, the
naturally.
tungsten is not nice to anything.
So maybe, just maybe, 6 ARC gives the performance and penetration value that they could otherwise
We're not.
get.
I mean,
on
that's
that.
but AP ammo is a different conversation. That's not.
As completely different.
Yeah, when you start
world
adding
else.
penetrators to stuff, it's not. It doesn't translate like one for one.
Okay, that's fair.
That's why I mean, like 62 grain M855 ballistically is not anybody's favorite ammo, but a 20-inch a 20-inch M16 length, rifle gas with 62 grain M855 is pretty much going through anything you need it to. I mean, they even talk about that in terms of like drone or robot defense. They were talking about how a 20-inch with M855 does pretty much most of the AP work you would ever need.
Okay, interesting.
So, and granted, 20-inch ARs do the Lord's work. They make 55 grain AP ammo.
Well,
So,
I mean, yeah, I mean, it's
I think
like
we both
the
need
optimum.
20-inchers.
It's the optimum length for the.
Well, yeah, it was designed to be that. Surprise, surprise, it works the best.
Yeah.
Who'd have fucking thought? Oh boy.
Eugene Stoner. That's who would have thought.
Yeah, begrudgingly, as they change the fucking ammo design every 5 minutes. It's like, no shit, it doesn't fucking work, you idiots.
Well, they just changed the powder design ever so slightly.
It's almost like that's a fundamental change.
Oh, crazy.
Fundamentally changes. And then on top of that, I mean, not to get down on it and not too down to the weeds, but like ammo was not good. Like it wasn't as, temperature blind or condition blind as it is now. It's not as standardized. The technology isn't as good. Like ammo now, like people try to be like, oh, ARs, they're terrible because of this, that, and the other. And it's like they used to be. Yeah, they're fucking terrible because the ammo sucked. That's how it works. But now we've standardized on it. It's pretty fucking great.
Yeah, maybe we can just go back to using M1 Garons.
No. Gas traps are terrible. The gas system is stupid. It's heavy. Again, it's a battle rifle. It's fucking retarded. Nobody likes battle rifles. It's cool on paper until you have to fucking carry one. Like, no. No, 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 no. No.
Fine. Then I'll go to the other spectrum. You already know what gun I'm going to say before I say it.
I don't.
Oh, okay. The only gun that I love with a passion that has not come out because Colt can suck a penis.
The Mars.
The Mars. There it is.
The Mars.
Dude, if that gun came out, that would be awesome. Hopefully.
Talk to no, actually Centurion Arms, who you have a problem with. Monty's the one that has the TDP for that.
I haven't seen them. I haven't seen them come out yet. I've been checking.
They're not out. Well, if they're at SHOT Show, we can bother them.
Oh, yeah, we could go back.
Ammo's going to be the biggest sticking point for that. Like
that's true.
That's just going to be the biggest problem.
Yeah. Yeah, but I love the program and I love the.
Oh my God, I would sell guns. I'm not a guy that sells guns. Kevin can tell you that. But I would move some monies around to get a Mars. I would do that.
Yep.
I wouldn't even need to SBR it. Like, nope. I just want the gun just because of how cool it is. It's literally a cut in half and welded together AR. It's so cool.
Yeah. And it just shows you that, ingenuity is.
Well, any Harris design is peak. I mean, But without that, we wouldn't end up with the fucking MP7. So,
Yeah.
Which I guess we'll when we go to S5, we'll have to play with Bose. We'll see how his is going, because he announced that. I can actually tell people about that now. I'm not in trouble. Don't worry. Kevin was making eyes at me. I'm like, no. I'm allowed to talk about that.
I had no idea that he's come out with MP7. That's cool.
Yeah, he announced that officially, which is
Hooray.
cool. Yeah, it's independent of the UWU or whatever AIDS name
Five,
that fucking company has.
5-7.
OO or
5-7.
OU or
5-7. 5-7.
ugh, God. Well, it's kind of interesting. 5.7 used to have like zero market support, but because of companies like Smith & Wesson and Ruger and Caltech, like people buy 5.7. It's cheaper now. It's more readily available. Before, you were stuck with like the Federal Red Box, which I love Federal so much, but that
It was
ammo sucked
expensive.
a lot of dick and it was a lot of money.
Yeah.
So, it'll be interesting. That'll definitely be something we have to go hunt down. Actually, I guess that's where we're going first, so never mind. Oh, God. All right. I think that's enough. That's enough for a fireside. This is a lovely fire.
That was quite the fire of the side.
I realized these used to be short format episodes, and then now they're just an hour long.
Well, once you start ranting, it's kind of hard to.
I wasn't ranting. Did I rant?
Well,
There were a couple of rants in there.
You very energizingly spoke about something for an extended period of time.
It wasn't a rant. It may have been a rant. The Mark 15? Oh, yeah, the Mark 15 motto.
Oh, there is
a
a Mark
Macmillan.
15.
There is a Mark 15. Yeah, it's a 50 cal.
Oh.
You know what? I did know about that. I think it's a Navy
Yeah.
thing, right? No,
Yeah.
it's U.S. Yeah. Oh, it is Navy. Yeah,
The
Mark 15.
the TAC 50, yeah.
Oh, dude. Yeah, why did we know that? We knew that. We're idiots. Whoops. I know stuff. It's a Mark 15 motto. Or Mod 1. That's awesome.
Damn it. Nope, the Mark 16's taken up too. Damn.
Yeah, that I could have told you that.
Damn Navy gun.
Mark 17 too. Both of those are scars.
Well, yeah, it's a scar. 18's the little.
The Mark 20 is, I think that's the long scar.
The Mark 25 is a pistol.
Yep. Mark 24 is also a pistol. Mark 25 is 9 though. Mark 24 is a.
The Mark 26.
HK-45
The Mark
compact.
26 is a 3-inch gun on a Navy warship.
So that one's not spoken for then. All right. All right.
The Mark 27 is a Glock 19. I knew that.
Yeah, that I did. Yeah, with the RMR.
Yeah. The Mark 28 is a 5-inch gun. Jeez, how many marks are there?
Like I said, it's usually a Navy thing.
Okay, I'm just gonna put in a random.
Like a Mark
number
18, that was a.
Okay,
it was
a Mark 58. Like that can't be a thing. Of course it is. Yep.
Is it really?
Mark 58. Oh, it's not one specific. FN Mag 58.
The Mag 58. Yeah.
Okay.
That's not what we're talking about. There's a Mark 58 that looks like an SA 58.
Yeah, Jesus. All right, we're getting down the rabbit hole again.
The fucking rabbit hole. All right, guys, thank you so much for tuning in. And
if we don't see you,
this is the last episode of the year. No, this is the last episode.
Well, yeah. If we don't see him till next year,
hey, this is the New Year's episode.
No, the next episode will be because we'll be in the.
Well, this
New
one's
Year.
coming out on my anniversary. So,
okay.
Oh yeah. Ooh.
Wow. Great.
New Year's Eve. I know things. God damn it. So this is the last.
Wait, did you
episode of the
just
year, my bad.
lively forget that you had an anniversary on New Year's Eve?
No, yes.
My God.
I confuse it. I'm the only. I confuse it with New Year's Day sometimes.
Every father and husband out there has just said, did the massive slap on the face.
Bro, it should be the easiest day for me to remember, and I still forget if it's New Year's
the end
Day
of
or
the
Eve.
year.
Okay. Kevin reminded me I was 31, so that's not my fault. I don't know dates very well. I know I've been married to my beautiful wife for a while. Next year is actually 5 years. So we're working on 5, as it were. Actually, this is our 4 year. So next year. I know math. I'm good at this. We've been together for 5 years.
You don't know math, and it's okay.
No, I do not. I know bullets and cartridges and guns.
Yeah.
I'm good at that. God damn it. I love you,
Yeah.
honey. Sorry. All right. Thank you for tuning in, guys. And we will catch you next year. And that's
All
my
right.
dad joke for the day.
Happy New Year, and we'll see you in the new year. Maybe.
Where is the outro?
In the new year. The year 2025.
It's 26, you dick.